Hey guys, it's Tim Sharmack, and welcome back to another episode of the Platform Marketing Show. I'm joined today by Kim Synott in Central Mass, kind of like Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Kim, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
So I don't know if we've ever had anyone on the show who's from Massachusetts. So I think you're the first platform
Oh,
client,
wow.
to like make it onto the Platform Marketing Show
Great. I
from
love it.
from yeah
Thanks.
from Massachusetts. So welcome. I didn't realize, by the way, until we were just talking here before we hit record, I didn't realize you've only been in the Platfam since like last September. So I mean,
Yes.
at the point we're recording this, you've only been in Platform for like 8 months. Like, so
Right.
you're not even at your full year mark. And like usually what we tell people is that the best results come. I mean, for most people, there's always exceptions, right? Both ways. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes you get results like super fast. But for most people, I feel like the best results typically hit about 12 to 18 months in.
Okay.
And you are already experiencing a lot of wins, and you're technically only 8 months into your
Yes.
platform experience. So that's really, really exciting. Just to kind of set the table here of where your business was at versus what you're tracking to do this year. Last year you finished at about $7 million in sales
Yep.
volume. And what is like the average price point in your area?
Last year, my average was 410.
Okay. So like
So,
about $400,000.
yep.
So
And
not
I
like
did.
not a super expensive market, but also not like a super cheap market either. Kind of
Right.
just right in the kind of American middle class. You're selling a lot of $400,000 homes. Okay, so
Yep.
you did about 7 million last year, and I think you said that was it 17 closings last year, or how many? How many?
17.
Yeah, so
Yep.
17 transactions last year. This year, you're currently on pace to hit about 15 million.
Yep.
But, and this is a huge asterisk, at the time we're recording this, we're not even halfway done through the year. And already, if
Right.
you just kind of forecast forward with all the deals you have coming soon and stuff that's, I mean, currently under contract, you're going to hit 15 million this year. So,
Easily. Yep.
yeah, exactly. Easily. It's like
Easily.
actually with, the final 6, 7 months of the year, it's like you might hit 20 million. Right.
I'm
And so that,
hopeful. I'm
yeah,
hopeful.
yeah. I mean, that would actually be totally reasonable to extrapolate that if you've already closed 15 million in basically the first half of the year, right?
Very
So
exciting.
that's again, you've grown, like if you hit that number, if you hit 20 million this year, which again it seems like you probably will, that'll have meant that your business essentially tripled from one year to the next. You went from like 7 million to like 20 million this year. That's
Yeah.
incredible. Like that just doesn't happen out of nowhere. So, first, congratulations.
Thank
That's
you.
that's
Thank you so much.
amazing.
I love platform.
Yeah, I mean, we will definitely get into that because I want to like find out what ads are working for you, what's driving that success. Let's kind of
Okay.
like take a step back, rewind, and give me the context of all this. How long have you been in real estate, and how did you even hear about the platform strategy to begin with?
I've been in real estate about 13 years. I was a hairstylist for many, many years, 20 something years. So I was part time until COVID. At COVID, I kind of just gave up the hair. It was kind of a nightmare trying to navigate that and still do real estate. And my business really did explode at that time too. I think COVID year, I did like maybe 12 million, but I think everyone had a really good year if
Yeah,
they stayed
yeah,
in it
yeah.
during COVID. Rates were so low. And then since then, I've been, it's been down, some. But I've been following Kara. At the time, she was Kara Newton, and I
Yep,
loved
that's
all
right.
her stuff. And that's kind of, she was my idol. I would watch her videos and try to emulate them. And I would get some traction with the videos, and people liked it. And, but since I, finally decided to dive in with platform, it was an expense that I was nervous about taking on. And my husband was nervous about it as well, but I kept telling him, I know it's going to work. Like, I know my network, I know my people, they're going to love it. And it did. As soon as I started, people started noticing that the video
Yeah,
content I was putting out there was hitting everyone. And my doctors were telling me, hey, I'm
yeah,
seeing you all over the place. I mean, everybody was noticing it. So that's kind of how I did it. I
yeah.
just followed Kara for maybe a year and chatted with Diana many times about taking the leap, and finally decided I'm going all in.
I did not realize that you used to be a hairstylist. Like
Yes.
of like everything you just said, that's what I keep thinking about is like I didn't realize how many of our clients, for whatever reason, it's just random, used to be hairstylists.
Really? Okay.
Sandy Smith was a
Okay.
hairstylist when she started and she's in the Platform Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Aaron Pernice in Ohio was a
Really?
hairstylist and is just, I think, this year stepping back from stopping, cutting hair because she's at now like 15 to 20 million in sales volume, and she was a hairstylist in
Yeah,
Ohio.
she doesn't need to do that anymore.
I just interviewed someone else on the show, and now I can't even remember who it is. It's embarrassing because I literally had the conversation in the last month or two. They also said they're a hairstylist.
Oh, wow.
Um, and
Well, the
I've just
people
done,
people, right?
yeah, no, right. Like, exactly. I've just done so many podcast episodes, honestly, the last month that I'm forgetting who it was now. But someone else just said, yeah, I am or was, a hairstylist as I was getting into real estate. And that was kind of the bridge, that got me into it.
Neat.
Yeah. Cause you're used to talking with clients, you're used to
Yep. If they
building
trust you with their hair, they're
relationships.
gonna trust you with anything.
Yep. And obviously you get a lot of FaceTime with them because, you get to talk with them for the whole time that you're obviously uh, doing their hair. I know Lauren Duke. For those who know
Okay.
Lauren, she's kind of like a systems operations consultant with a lot of realtors that are actually in platform. And Lauren
I've
was a
heard of her
hairstylist,
recently.
yeah, as well, before her kind of operations career. But yeah, there's a bunch. There's some names I'm forgetting. So if you're listening to this podcast episode and you are in the Plat fam and you also are a hairstylist, I apologize if I forgot about you. There's a bunch of them. We also, it's just random. We also have a bunch of former dental hygienists
Really?
that, yeah,
Okay.
it's just totally random that
I
are in
always
the
hear
Plat
teachers
fam.
do well in the business
Yes.
too.
Yep. Also a bunch of teachers. And that one makes logical sense to me because
Yeah.
teaching is you have to have a very high like social IQ to be
Yeah.
a teacher, but obviously it doesn't pay very well. So if you take that
Right.
same skill set and apply it to real estate, you can go from, making 60K a year to 600K a year. Right. So
Right. And people trust you as a teacher too. So
yeah,
trust is
exactly.
big.
You have to build trust. You have to build relationships. That's what all this has in common, right? So okay, so you were a hairstylist, kind of had a similar story with a lot of agents of, hey, my business blew up during COVID, and then
Hmm.
just as quickly as it blew up, it kind of like deflated when the
Started
COVID,
deflating, yeah,
yeah,
going
the
down
COVID,
every year. Last year was a really rough year for me. So, and I did say when I dove into platform, I'm not going to worry about this year. I'm going to plan everything for next year. And Savannah was great. Savannah Bishop is my marketing partner. I don't know what we
yep,
called her,
yep, she's the account
but
manager. Yep, yep,
account manager. Okay,
yep,
she's been wonderful, and she's just driving me to do all the things and get out in my community and make connections there, and that really does work. So,
yep. Savannah is absolutely awesome, and she was like a cold-blooded killer at her previous job. She was like a cold call salesperson.
wow.
So, I mean, she actually played uh, college golf,
Oh,
and was
I
like,
didn't even know that.
an athlete. So she's like super super driven, knows how to like have a goal, work towards achieving a goal. But I knew she was going to be a rock star at platform as an account manager because at her previous job, she was basically like a headhunter. Like she would make cold calls to try to like recruit executives to join her client companies. So she was
Okay.
the person just cold calling people, trying to be like, hey, I have a job opportunity for you. You have to be very type A and driven to do that, to make cold calls
Yeah,
uh, like that. So it's like, hey, you're gonna thrive in this platform role because you're just such like a driven type A person. So
she
yes, you're
is.
very lucky you have Savannah as your account manager because
Yeah,
she's a rock star.
she's awesome.
So how did you first hear about platform? Was it following Kara or did you see
I
one of
really
our
think it had
Facebook
to do with
posts or
Tara. I was looking up video ideas, and somehow she popped into my feed. I don't live anywhere near her, and I found her through
yeah.
that.
Yep.
But she was just so dynamic, and I tried to watch her style, and like I said, recreate it. Didn't do quite as well at first, but I'm getting there, and I still really like to watch her content. So.
Now,
But then I started following others that, I noticed she talked about platform. And that's where I started searching platform and following
okay.
other agents that were in the platform and seeing what they were doing. And it just really spoke to me. And I said, I know I can do that.
Yeah.
And I know the
Yeah.
community likes to know you as a person versus, I have a lot of agents from the last company I was with, and they just keep blasting ads with AI pictures of themselves that don't even look like them on
Right.
it,
Right.
and they're blasting it everywhere. And I'm like, that's just not going to work. The people need to trust you and they need to know you. and platform really helps people know me and trust me even more. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
definitely
you
working.
you you put it into words almost better than maybe we do in our own sales material. That like if you're actually involved in your community, like you already know people, you already have kind of a social sphere and a sphere of influence because obviously you've been cutting hair and you have like a clientele and a book of business from that, right? If
Yeah.
you are actually involved in your community and you know people, those are the realtors that when they sign up for platform, it is like pouring gasoline on a fire,
Yeah.
right? It's the people that don't know anyone, that
It's a
don't
little longer.
have, yeah, don't have a book of business, don't have a sphere. Maybe they've even lived in their town for 10, 15, 20 years, but they're just kind of like they stay at home. They're not social.
Yeah.
They don't, it doesn't have to be church. We often use church as an example, but like, I don't know, let's say you're an atheist, you don't go to church. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
fine. Are you involved in your local chamber of commerce? Any charities? The United Way? Are you involved at
Anything.
your
I
kid's
mean,
school? Yeah, I mean
join a
anything at all.
bowling league. Right.
Right.
Join a bowling league. I mean, I do karaoke at a lake restaurant every Wednesday. I
That's
bring
awesome.
people there to network with
That's
them.
awesome.
I meet all the lakefront owners. I mean, it really is a great way, just the
Yeah,
karaoke, different places I go for karaoke, they're like, hey, you're the realtor who sings.
that's
So,
so
I
awesome.
mean, I've met a lot of people that way too. And sometimes the DJs will shout me out and it just, it works for me. I know it's corny, but I'm a karaoke nerd.
All
So.
right, so what's your favorite song? Like what's your go-to?
I like to sing something by Adele.
Adele? Okay.
I like to sing Girl Crush by, I don't know, the Little Big Town. So I like to sing anything. I like to sing Shallow. I have a couple of friends that I sing
Okay.
with. My husband sings too. So yeah,
Is
we're
that
total
the
nerds.
is
But
that the song from the Lady Gaga movies? Is
yes,
that
yeah,
okay? Yeah.
yeah.
Have you ever done Skyfall by
I have
Adele?
not done that one. That's hard. I do love Rise Up by Andra Day. That is probably my favorite song of all time. So it's really,
Okay.
powerful and fun to sing. So
Well, the only reason I said Sky. Oh wait, no. Was that Adele or was it not?
Skyfall. I don't know if that's Adele. I honestly don't know.
It
I'm
was it was
terrible
it
with
was that
artists.
James it was the James Bond like theme song from the movie Skyfall. I think it's Adele. Maybe I'm getting mixed up with something else. Anyways, Skyfall is my all-time favorite James Bond movie. I'll put it up against any James Bond movie, even from the Sean Connery era. I think Skyfall is the best one.
I'll
If
have to
you're
watch it.
if you're I think it came out in 2012. If you're listening to the platform marketing show right now, I promise you we're not going to spend the whole time talking about Tim's favorite James Bond movies, but I feel compelled to tell you that Skyfall
Okay,
is the best James Bond movie of all time. Okay, so
gotta
you're in,
watch it.
you're into karaoke.
Yep.
um it gets you involved in your community. I love that because it's kind of this eccentric, quirky, just like random, right? It's like it
Yeah,
doesn't have to be this like crazy moral hobby, like I said, going to church
right,
or being involved in a charity, or hey, I'm doing this super a community thing themed thing. It can just be, hey, I like going and singing karaoke and I'm a regular at some of
right,
these places and they know me. The point is you're getting out into the community and actually participating in the community. So it's not like the only time people ever see you are on their phone screen with a Facebook ad, right?
right. No, just be good, tip well, be fun and respectful. And, people come up to me all the time now and they'll say, you're that TikTok agent. And I'm like, oh, I rarely do anything on TikTok, but I get maybe 500 views there, but
That's
it's
funny.
they seem to think they met me on TikTok. So, or you're the Facebook video lady, or I'll walk in and they'll
Yeah.
say, "Hey, Madam Realtor." I've had all kinds of comments lately, but I
So
really think
people
that's
are
the
actually people are actually telling you in real life that they
yeah, out in the
recognize you.
wild. Yeah, it's
Was
great.
was that
I'm
ever
loving that.
happening? Was that ever happening like
No,
before?
nope, never. I mean, some people that I already knew would say, "I saw your video, that was great." But now that I'm with platform, random people are just recognizing me and making it known that they've seen me online, and
That's awesome.
I'm surprised by it, but it's great. They
Yeah.
buy me drinks if I go out, and I'm like, "Oh, sure." And
This is a,
then I
this is
start
a
buying them.
benefit. This is a
Yeah,
benefit of the platform marketing program. People will buy you
nice. I
drinks when
give
you
them
go
my
out.
card. I say, "Hey, let me help you buy a house."
That's funny.
I've had 3 listings this year that are definitely 100% from platform. I never had people randomly reach out to me just from Facebook and call me. And, they call me and they say, "I saw your ads on Facebook," and one's a divorce situation and one was a random lady trying to sell for her. parents. I mean, both had several people they were interviewing, and then another one just came directly to me from Facebook, and
Yeah.
theirs is listed right now as well. So I'm under contract on one, I'm active on one, and well, actually, I'm active on two and under contract on one.
And
So,
these are all
oh,
deals that you like 100% know came from platform.
yep, 100%. So
Wow.
you're earning your money.
And obviously it's not even about trying to attribute specific deals because uh sometimes you don't even know, right? It's like I don't really know
Yeah,
where this lead came from, but at the end of the day what we always say is just look at your annual sales volume
yeah,
before platform and after platform. Don't even worry about the specific deals of how you track
yeah.
where did this deal or that deal come from. If your business has grown from 7 million to like 20 million potentially this year, obviously that marketing is working, right?
It is, and it gives me confidence at listing appointments. So I try to tell Savannah that's one of my best things that I found from it. When I go in, the one thing, you pull up any realtor, I tell them, anyone, because they're like, what are you going to
Yeah.
do for me? Like, look at their reels. Like, I'm getting 50,000 and more views. These people are getting 1,000. Like, the best thing I can do for you is market your home. So you're going to be seen by everyone. And
Yep.
it's pretty much a no fail. People have interviewed their brother and still chosen me.
That's
Interviewed
awesome.
3 agents, and I'm nervous going, oh, boy, now I'm not nervous anymore. It just, I feel like I know
Yeah.
I'm going to own it because I have something that nobody else in my market has.
Yeah, you actually have logic on your side
Yeah.
too. It's like
Mhm.
you don't have to pretend to compete like, "Oh, I offer better service than other agents," or "I
I'll
build
answer my phone.
it's yeah, I answer my phone. It's a more personalized," and all these just like generic
Right.
platitudes. That's like, well, every agent is going to
We
say
all
that,
care
right?
about your goals, right? We all are going to try to get you top dollar. We make more money if you make more money. I mean, we all have that. But for me, just to be able to say, I can get you 50,000 to 100,000 views, because one of my videos did get, I think, 96,000 views.
It's
And
amazing.
that's pretty darn good for the small money that we're spending. But I also say, I invest in you. And I'm not one of those agents that just throws you up. I invest in you. I spend probably $1,500 to $2,000 on every listing, so I'm worth it, and I'm going to have
Yeah.
skin in the game. And I haven't had any issues with
Yeah.
winning every single one. And some things, so and so's brother is seeing how I'm advertising their house. So that is likely from platform too. He's telling her, she got me 50,000 views on this video.
Yeah.
So it is trickling over into other sales that I can't say is definitely just from platform, but it's
Yeah,
definitely
but
helping me, and it helped
again,
me.
like just look at your sales volume. It's like if
Yeah.
it's grown that much, who really cares what specific deal you can track to what marketing campaign or
Mhm.
whatever? It's like if your business is growing, right? Your
Yeah.
business is growing. It also matters, I feel like, if you get into a listing appointment and let's say it goes well and they're like leaning towards picking you, but then there's always this moment with at least some homeowners where they're like, okay, let's talk about the commission. Are you willing to discount your commission a little bit? Because if so, we'll go with you. We want to go with you, but are you willing to give us some sort of break on your commission? And like having the platform marketing strategy behind you is what gives you the confidence and the
Mhm.
courage in that moment to be like, nope, here's what I charge. I'm
Yep.
not willing to discount it because unlike all the other agents that you may be interviewing, I actually do more and I market your property and here's all the things I do differently. And so
That's
no,
right.
I'm not willing to discount my my commission, and you can actually say that confidently because it's the truth, right?
Right.
And
Yeah, and that
usually
agent that's doing 40 million a year, I don't care about her. I'm like, look at her reel. She's not getting the views that we're getting. My number one job is to give you exposure, and that's what I'm going to do. And
yep, yep,
it's just it's happening and it's working, and it's really exciting. It's even trickling down into my team members, because I had a team member, Josh, and he just needed some polishing. Great guy, just didn't have that extra polish behind him. Worked for a company that was pretty willy nilly, in my opinion, but I always liked him. He had a lot of heart. He joined with me, and right after joining and being in a couple of my videos, he started getting people blowing him up. They're like, "List my house, $800,000 house, $900,000 house,
awesome,
$500,000 houses."
awesome.
I mean, he is so excited, and so now he's brought me in, and I market every one of his properties with him, and I make a commission for that as well. So it's helping me and it's helping him grow. And Brandy's getting a lot of our buyers and taking care of them because of this. They're trying to work some of the leads that we're getting. But it's been great for the entire team.
And again, you hadn't really done any major marketing before this, or had you ever done like Zillow leads, or were there any other marketing initiatives or programs you had been
I
a part of
myself have,
before?
yeah, early on, and I did some for my team, but now I don't do any of that. And I haven't done any Zillow or Realtor.com for myself in years.
Okay,
Mostly just rely on my sphere, and I've done videos, but they weren't as structured, and
sure.
I didn't have all the ideas that I have working with Savannah. She's always given me different ideas, and following all of your agents is gives me a lot of ideas,
Right.
really.
I think that's a hugely underrated part of the platform experience. That when you sign up, you really have no idea what you're getting into, like in a good way, where it's
Yeah.
like, yeah,
With
you're obviously signing
referrals
up.
too.
Yeah, like you're obviously signing up because you want us to edit your videos, you want us to launch your social media ads and lead gen and all that stuff. That's the reason you hire platform. What
Yeah.
you don't realize you're getting when you sign up is this whole like plat fam community and the private
Yeah.
Facebook group. And it's like, hey, any day I can log in and just look at ideas of what cool videos other people are doing or a cool ad that someone else did. Maybe they're in Kansas, maybe they're in Arizona, maybe they're in Idaho, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And you like, hey, I'm going to take that idea because I really love the angle or the creativity of that post, and I'm going to do that one, in my market in Massachusetts. And it's like, well, who cares? Because none of the people in my town that follow my page are seeing any of these other realtors who might be in Texas or
Right.
Florida. And that's what makes the plat fam cool, is that no one is competition to anyone else because it's all like obviously one realtor per market.
Yep. No, it's amazing. I don't have anything but good to say, and my team is loving it. Like I said, Josh is getting a ton of listings, and he never was a listing agent like this.
Okay.
So he's like, he was barely out of the 400,000 price range. So for him to be getting $800,000 listings is pretty impressive. He has a huge
Yeah.
network. It's
Yeah.
just I don't think he had the trust behind him that he could do what he can do
Sure.
now. So it's
Has ha,
awesome.
has your ratio of like listings to buyers changed at all in the last couple of years, or what does that look like for you now?
Yeah, I'm almost all sellers, which is what I
Okay.
want. Brandy handles most of our buyers. Josh also handles some of them, but he's starting to do more listings. But I think out of the 30, I'm probably 25 listings.
Okay. Was
Yeah.
it always that way, or
In the beginning, I was mostly buyers with an occasional, I'm super excited to get a listing. And, I've done, like I said, years where I've been done pretty well and it was probably 50-50. But now I don't really want to spend my time on anything but listings and
right?
marketing. So that's my goal. And I've even been able to attract some agents that are going to be coming on board with EXP that want me to be their marketing partner. So I'll get 1% for doing videos with them as well. So it's another stream of income that I'm kind of tapping into.
Yeah.
Those
Yeah.
other agents
So
are noticing what I'm doing as well. So it's great for recruiting.
so not only has your business like more than doubled, probably tripled by the end of the year. It obviously depends where your year ends up, but as of now, you're on pace to have tripled your business this year
Yeah,
from like 7 million to probably 20 million plus. Not only have you tripled your business, uh, you've tripled your business in such a way that it's not like you're just working with 3 times as many buyers. That you actually said that, hey, like 90% of my business now is listings, and it used to be the opposite. That's really, really cool because that is genuinely an apples to oranges comparison. Because I mean, frankly, if I was a realtor, if I wasn't running platform, I would rather have $10 million, like a $10 million a year business of all listings than
absolutely.
than a $20 million a year business of all buyers, because you
I like
probably
knowing
have,
where I'm going. Yeah, I like to know where
yeah,
I'm going. Even if my listing's an hour away, I know where I'm going. I know where I need to be every day. With buyers, I have no idea. They're
yeah,
like, I work remote. I can be anywhere in 2 hour span.
yeah.
So for me, I don't have
Well,
time to
and you
do
have
it.
no idea how many hours at the outset of any client relationship. You have no idea how many
Right.
hours you're going to end up investing into that, into that buyer. And that's why I think the public complains sometimes of like, "Oh, I made an offer on the first house or the second house we looked at, then the realtor made a, $10,000 commission check." It's like, right,
No.
but what you don't see is how many times that realtor had to show someone 15 houses and then they decided to stop their search and they didn't buy anything. You know what I
Right,
mean?
or they
So
bought
like,
their cousin's house after that.
right. Or they had an agent show them a bunch of houses and then they went into an open house on a weekend and made an offer with the listing agent and didn't even use their buyers. You know what I mean? Like,
It's happened to all of us, right?
yeah, like the average person out there, the public doesn't realize that it all kind of averages out,
It
um,
is.
in the end. But I think it's probably, and this is me inserting my personal opinion here, so this is like subjective from Tim, but I think it's probably fair to say that a buyer's agent works way more hours in a given deal than the listing agent does. All things being equal, there's definitely exceptions to that, right? But all things
Yeah,
being equal, the buyer's agent works more. And so it's always been interesting to me that listing agents and buyers, again, there's always exceptions, but typically they make the same commission. They're going to make approximately the same percentage. So it's like if
yeah,
you could pick or choose between the two as an agent, you would obviously rather
pick
have,
the sellers.
yeah, you'd rather have $10 million worth of listing volume than $10 million of volume working with buyers. And so again, I
It's a
just want to
little,
repeat, the fact you've grown your business mostly with
yeah,
sellers is a
it's great.
huge, huge win.
That's what I always wanted, right? And it is more front loaded expense wise. So there is that. You know, you might make the same commission as the buyer's agent, you spend a little more, but it
Definitely.
is less agonizing. You know, I would definitely do this all day long, spend $1,500 to list houses that are going to get 10 or 15,000. I mean, I've been with EXP, it'll be only 2 months and I'll be capped. So that's pretty
Okay.
exciting too,
Yeah.
because that means 10 months of
Yep.
100% commissions. So,
Right. Right. Yeah.
yeah.
If you're working with more listings than buyers, it feels more like you're running a business. You know what I mean? It
Yes.
feels less like this chaotic job of I have no idea what homes I'm going to show today or what my buyers want to do. When you
Like,
are
"It's
listing
house just
heavy,
listed. Can you show me in 5 minutes?" I'm like, "I'm kinda busy."
yeah.
You can't say that to
Yep.
your buyers, you know?
Right.
Sellers, they respect your time a little bit more, I feel. They don't have the expectations as, "You have to be here this very minute," like a buyer does.
Yep.
So, I like
And
that as well.
I think the more marketing you do, the more you spend on marketing, the more naturally your business will start shifting towards working with more listings than buyers. And actually, before I go on that rant, let me ask you this question: how much approximately are you spending a month on your like Facebook ads budget? Do you know?
Well, I've, now Savannah was just telling me I spent since May 1st, I spent 1250. But that's because we've launched at least 3 or 4 listings a week in the first 2 weeks. So,
Wow. Okay.
so yeah, so I have 3 more listing shoots this week, and yeah, it's been wild. So I've been doing an average of 3 listing photo shoots a week. Never had that before in my life. So
Okay.
yeah.
So let me pull up these stats. So you're spending at least a couple $1,000s a month on Facebook ads because right now you have a lot of listings, obviously.
Now I am. This is just this month. So this is the first month that I've really launched
Yep.
a whole bunch at once. So, but
All
it's
right, let me pull up some numbers that actually Savannah sent me so I could do some prep for this episode. I just want
okay.
to read this because this is really impressive. Again, Savannah is Kim's account manager at Platform that kind of acts as your like marketing manager. She oversees all your social media ads and lead gen strategy. So Savannah said last year you had 17 closings, just shy of 7 million. This year so far, you've closed 11, 3 active, 7 under contract, 9 coming soon. And again, at the time we're recording this, I'm not sure when this episode's actually going to go live, Kim. It might be later this
Okay.
summer, but we're recording this
Four and a
in
half
like
months.
mid-May.
Yeah.
So you have all that, like you've already essentially doubled your business from last year in just in terms of what you have under contract and already closed this year, and it's only May. So when I
Yeah.
say that, hey, you're probably going to hit 20 million this year, it's almost like a certainty you're going to hit
I
20,
hope so. I'm
which is
always
like
nervous to say, but I do know I'm going to hit
knock
15.
on wood. Yeah, knock on wood, right? Like
But
you're probably going to triple your business this year working mostly with listings. You said in your own words it's like 90% listings. That's a huge win. I mean, that's massive, massive, massive. A lot of agents in their entire career might go 10, 20 years as a realtor and never hit those levels of production. And you scaled that quickly within literally a year of joining platform. Because again, while we're recording this, you've only been a client as of today, the day we're recording this episode. You've only been in the platform program for 8 months.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, you are still rolling the snowball, right? Like it's only going to get better uh from here on out. So what is an average month of spend? Do you know what you're spending on Facebook ads? Like if we don't count this month because you had so many listings going live
I
this month.
was only spending around 1,000 a
Okay.
month
Okay.
prior, and it's still brought me here. So now I don't mind spending as much because I'm starting to close some good
Right. Right.
transactions.
Yeah.
It
There's
was it was heavy for a bit, I have to admit, because it was a big expense. I had to really,
yeah. Yeah.
believe in it. I had to tell my husband, I'm front loading a ton of money here because, like I said, every shoot, we do a lot for our sellers, and
Yep.
every listing is costing me 1,500 at least. At least. I mean, maybe more, but it's worth it, and, you gotta spend money to make money sometimes. So, you just gotta believe in yourself and in the marketing and that it's going to work,
Yep.
and it will. But you've got to do all the things. You have to get out in the community. I really believe that doing the small business highlights is great. I did a walkthrough of Old Sturbridge Village. Everybody loved it. Like I said, even my doctor's office, they were all raving about it. They're not even my friends on Facebook. So they
Yeah.
don't, I
Yeah.
have no idea who they are on Facebook. I don't even know their last names. And they're talking about it. So it's working.
So again, people in real life are stopping you and recognizing you and telling you, "Hey, I loved your post about this," or "I loved
Yeah,
such and
the Old
such
Sturbridge
video."
Village. Like, you're all over the place. I'm in northeastern Connecticut at, a farm or something. I'll be all over the place, and people are just talking about it. And it just makes it easier to have conversations in public too. And then other people start hearing you talk, and then you start giving your card to everybody sitting around you. And
Yeah.
it does help your business explode. And you just can't be a secret agent. That's one of the best, and even if it feels cringy to get out there and put yourself out there, it feels
Yep.
very self-serving. What are those people who are naysayers doing for you every day? Nothing. They're just talking about you, right? So most people really do want you to win if you're a good person and if you're nice and you spread positivity.
Yeah.
And I think most people do want to see you win. So
And the thing is, if you know that when someone lists their home with you, that you're going to get their home more exposure than any other agent, like that, right? You're not just saying
yeah,
that as like a marketing slogan. It's like I deep down believe, I have like a conviction that if someone lists their home with me, I am going to get their home way more exposure than any other
mhm,
agent in the area. In a sense, you almost have like a moral duty or a moral obligation to promote yourself and make sure as many people in the community as possible know about you and hire you,
yeah,
because it's in their best interest to work with you. Like you're not even doing it uh, because it's self-serving. I mean, you're obviously trying to make money. We all love making money, right? There's nothing wrong with that, but you almost in a sense have a moral obligation of, I know I can do a better job marketing and promoting your home than any other agents here. So yes, I'm absolutely going to market myself and spread the word and use social media to brag about the results I'm getting my clients, because I don't want you to suffer the consequences of working with an inferior agent.
right. Yeah, it might annoy some people, but when it's their turn to have their house listed, they definitely want the exposure.
Yeah,
So it's
if you're catching flack, it just means you're over the target, right?
yeah,
So keep marketing, keep hustling, keep promoting yourself, because it's a sales industry, right? You're a salesperson
yeah,
at the end of the day. So you should be promoting yourself. And I think that's one thing, by the way, that makes real estate unique compared to almost any other profession, is that how you market yourself is actually a direct reflection of of the value of your skill set. So here's what I mean. Like if you're a realtor, right, you're listening to this podcast, if your social media is really dialed in and your personal brand online, on Instagram, on Facebook, on YouTube, is just really awesome. Like your videos and your posts get a lot of engagement, and anyone who follows you is like, wow, Kim's social media is really on fire, right? Like she's really good at social media, right? That is actually a direct representation or like a leading indicator of how good you are at doing the thing that they're going to hire you to do. Because if you are good at marketing yourself, logically, you're also probably really good at marketing your properties,
yeah,
right?
I
Like
guess.
there's a that principle directly transfers, that if you're that good at building your own brand and marketing yourself, of course you know how to market and sell properties. What I think a lot of agents miss is like that's not necessarily true in almost any other industry. If you're a plumber and you have absolutely hilarious or genius social media marketing, it has no bearing on whether or not you're actually a good plumber, right? You might
Right.
just have really funny social media, but you're like a very mediocre plumber, you know?
Right.
Or you could be like a financial advisor, or I don't know, like an accountant or a car salesperson, whatever. And your marketing might be really, really awesome and you're really good at marketing yourself. Maybe you're a doctor and you do plastic surgeries or some sort of like elective, whatever, where you're running billboards and you're advertising for your a medical practice. Just
Yep.
because you're good at marketing has nothing to do logically with the fact
That's
that you're
true.
good at doing the thing.
I
That is
never thought of
different.
it that way.
Yeah,
But
like that's different for realtors because marketing is what people hire you for at the end of
yeah,
the day, right? So
right.
your marketing should be excellent and you should invest a bunch of time and creative energy in making sure that your marketing is dialed in, because it is like it is a direct reflection of why people should hire you and why they should pay you whatever price for commission that you quote them. Because like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm confident that I'm good at what I do, so no, I don't discount my rates, right?
I had an agent call me 2 weeks ago and ask me to come to her listing from another company because her seller was talking about me, saying, "You need to get this agent to help you." And she was a friend of mine. And she's like, "You need her to come in here and give us some ideas and help
Yeah,
us and make a video and whatever."
that's
So
awesome.
I did go meet with the seller and tried to help them, but I'm not taking the listing from her. She's a friend of mine.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I would
But
never do that to anyone,
the
but I
the
tried
the
to
uh,
help.
the point is people are seeing your marketing
Yeah.
and they're like, even when they're working with other agents, they're like, hey, but can Kim help us because her marketing is really good, you know?
Yeah, it felt
If
uncomfortable for me, but I did try to help because I do
Yeah,
care about the agent. She's a friend of mine. And, I told her I'm not going to take the listing no matter what. I said, if I do, I'm going to charge her more and I'm going to split it with you. It's not going to happen. So yeah,
once you get
it's
to the
been
point,
great.
yeah, once you get to the point in your community where you have that type of reputation, where people just think marketing and they think Kim Synott, like
Yep.
your business is going to grow, right?
Right.
I think that's the goal of any agent's career. Again, whether they've been in real estate for 2 years or 20 years, it's like, if only I could get to the point that I have a reputation around
Right.
here of like being the best marketer, being the best,
Yep.
salesperson for homes, like then my
The
business will grow a
sellers
lot more.
really want you, right?
Yes.
Sellers want you to work for them. And, I don't know if the videos really sell the house, honestly. I feel like it's selling us, but the sellers believe that it sells the
Right.
house. And it's something you can do for them to
Right.
give them the confidence and show them it's been seen this many times. It might be time for a price reduction. If you have
Yep.
to have that conversation, they can't say, "What have you done for me?" There's nothing that they can say to you, to you can be like,
Yeah.
"I've done everything for you." No other agent is going to do this for you. So it's not me, it's the price or the condition.
Yep.
There's
I'm
nothing else I can say.
I'm so glad that you brought that up because that is another kind of like secondary benefit of doing all this marketing, specifically when you're promoting a listing, right?
Yeah.
Is that if you get one of your listings, let's say 50,000 video views, and the home still isn't selling, maybe it hasn't even had more than one or two showings, you haven't had any offers yet,
Yeah.
you have to have that dreaded conversation with your seller about a price improvement or a price reduction, right?
Yeah.
And most agents do not look forward to those conversations because they're awkward, they're emotionally tense. There's kind of an invisible friction in those conversations where it's kind of just awkward because even if your seller isn't going to say this out loud, what they're thinking is like, well, it would have sold if you do a better job,
Yeah.
promoting it, and it's priced accurately. You just need to do more to promote it, right? Even if they don't outright say that, that that's what they're thinking. If
It is.
you're if you're a platform agent and you're in the platform marketing program, you can go very confidently and
Right. Mhm.
calmly into those conversations because you can just say, hey, here's the deal. My marketing is working. You got
Mhm.
50,000 views on your video in the last month. My marketing is working.
Yep.
Everyone knows about this house. What's not working is the price.
The
Because
house.
with
The
that,
house and the price or the
yeah,
condition.
right.
Right.
With that much exposure, the home should have sold by now if it was even remotely reasonably priced. And
Right.
so it's not an exposure issue. It's that the whole town is basically seeing this home at this point and no one
Right.
wants it for the price we're asking for it. So you can insert like empirical data into the conversation and you can make the conversation about the numbers, not
Yeah.
about your opinion. And so it kind of just like removes the emotion out of the conversation and makes it
It
about,
does.
yeah, it makes it all about the numbers. And other agents can't do that.
No. No, it gives me extreme confidence. So that is one thing that I was probably lacking. Just I would, tend to cater to them more and go with what the sellers were telling me. And now I am seen as more of an expert, and I feel like they respect me more
Yeah.
than ever. And I don't know why. I don't think I was ever, way too timid, but sometimes,
Yeah.
I would let the sellers call the shots. And now I feel like I'm the expert. This is
Yeah.
what I've done for you. We need to do something else. We have to adjust, and it's not the marketing, it's the condition. We have to change some things that I told you to change from day one. So it's easier to get them to see the light now than it was before.
Kim, what are some of your favorite ads that you've done so far with the platform strategy? Whether they were listing videos, like photo ads, retargeting ads, like what are just some of your favorite ads that you feel have gotten the most positive engagement for you?
I like the one where I ran into myself with my car. So that one got 95,000 views, and everyone loved it for some reason. I
Okay.
was just like,
Okay.
either get in or get out of the way. And I'm like, this one's not going to last. And people loved that video. I loved it. I did one recently for the house I'm in right now. It was a Monopoly theme, and we had like Monopoly cards everywhere saying solar, this house pays you. And everybody's loving that one as well. We did the mannequin challenge. That one went over really well. Um, yeah, I've had. I think I love all of them, and I did a couple of documentary styles. That one's going to be launching in a couple of days. That one is going to be awesome. So I like them all. I just like the challenge of trying something new, and it is starting to become difficult to find new ideas. But Savannah is really helpful with that, and following all of you other platform agents
Yep.
is really helping me with that too. I don't think we'll run out of ideas 100%, but what do you think?
Yeah, I
How
think
many how many ideas can you come up with in a year?
we have a lot, and we also have a back catalog of like 10 years worth of ideas. Like,
Okay.
there's probably a bunch of ideas that 2 or 3 years ago we used a lot, and they just gradually fell out of favor because new, more interesting kind of like a shiny object syndrome. It's like, oh, let's do these videos instead. But if you haven't been
Yeah,
a client for 2 or 3 years, all the video ideas we were doing 2, 3, 4 years ago are brand new to you. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like you haven't
yeah.
seen those. So we literally have like a decade's worth of like kind of like platform greatest hits ad
Okay.
ideas. And so yeah, I think like a creativity is an infinitely renewable resource, right? Like we're never going to run out of creativity. And that's the most important part of the platform strategy, by the way, because even if other agents start to see that your business is growing and then they try to copy you, right? They're like, oh, Kim's really blowing up on social media. Her sales volume is blowing up. I'm going to start doing Facebook
Well, they
ads
are.
like Kim, right? Yeah, exactly. They will
Yes, I
try.
see it a lot.
There's a difference, though, between putting out a lot of videos and putting out a lot of creative
Yeah.
videos, right? Like that's a
And just
huge,
getting
huge
it in front
difference.
of people, because if you put out a great video, but only 500 people see it, it's a lot different having platform marketing it. I don't even know how you do it, because I've tried boosting ads. I've tried it. I tried to do what you were doing for a year before I joined, and I might be able to get 10,000 views with some boosts. And that was about it. That I don't know how you do what you do. And that's why you're here. That's why you're hired, right? Because you know how to get all the views and give me the greatest ideas. I mean, I have probably I'm doing a Wizard of Oz theme. I think that one's going to be pretty cool. So
Okay.
that's coming out in the next couple of weeks.
I mean, okay, just how many random video ideas you have just rattled off the top
Yeah,
of your head in the last minute or two here, I hope gives people a sense of like, it's not just about advertising on Facebook or boosting posts here and there or whatever. It's about genuinely putting a little bit of creative spark, a little bit of creative juice into your videos so that when it pops up in someone's newsfeed, right, they're like, oh, that's interesting. That's fun, right? She looks
yeah.
like she'd be fun to work with.
Well, the
Um,
sellers are excited when I sit with them. They're like, "What are you going to do for my video?" And
yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah, it's a surprise. Just wait." If I know they like something, like I said, my client loves the Wizard of Oz, so I said we have to do some kind of Wizard
that's
of Oz
funny.
theme. It makes them excited.
Yeah,
There's just so many opportunities. I did one where I did the whole Stacy. That people call me Stacy or something, or they say, "Hey, Stacy, how do you change a tire?" And I'm changing the tire with a curling
yeah,
iron to pay
yeah.
homage to my hair days. And now several agents call me and they call me like, "Hey, Stacy." So the agents are watching too, and they're noticing.
Yeah. And I think one kind of like one benefit that's adjacent of all the business growth, because like obviously the reason you hire platform is because you want to grow your GCI. You want to sell more
Yes.
houses and make more money, right? Full
Yep.
stop. But
Yep.
one adjacent benefit of all that that's kind of nice, it's like bonus icing on the cake, is that when you start doing your marketing like this and you follow the platform strategy from like an intangible perspective, business kind of just becomes a little bit more fun
Yeah.
too. Like you're
It is.
probably
It's
having more
stress, but
more
it's
more
fun.
fun. Yeah.
I love doing the videos. I mean, they're a lot easier than once you get to do a few of them, it doesn't feel quite as cringy as you realize how it's going to come together when you actually put music behind it and different distractions. So you're not really
Yeah.
looking as weird as you think you are. And when you're doing it, it feels very awkward. So I just tell everybody, don't worry about it. My team, they're so awkward about it. They hate it. And I'm like, hey, you see why you joined the team? Because it's working for me. Let's just do it. And now Josh is like, they made me do this weird hip shake and I didn't like that. And then the video has 50,000 views and now he's sharing it
It's like,
everywhere and he's
okay,
excited.
okay, yeah, I think I'll do more
I'll
of that
shake
if it
my hips.
yeah, if it means that every time I put out a video it gets 50,000 or
Yeah.
80,000 views or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's surprisingly simple to
Yeah.
grow your business if every time you put content out into the community, every time you do a listing video, whatever, it's getting 50, 60,000 views. Like
Yeah.
your business is going to grow. Like sometimes I think we overcomplicate things and we think it's so much more complex and there's all these moving parts and variables. It's like, no, just put creative
Yeah.
content out into your community, both listings as well as stuff about the community, like
Yeah.
highlight local small businesses and whatnot, right? Just put interesting content out there. And if enough people are seeing it, your business is going to grow, because I promise you there's no other agents in your community that are doing anything like this.
No, they're not, and they don't do it, intentionally. Sometimes I see some things, but yeah, I love doing the Old Sturbridge Village walkthrough. I don't know if you know Old Sturbridge Village, but it's
I
great.
have not.
Everything is, 17th century even, and
Okay.
I
Okay.
walked through and I did it as I was an agent. Imagine if I was doing real estate back in the day, I'd have to wait 11 hours just for the ink to dry. And, we went through and we talked about the bank and the mortgage company, and it
Yeah.
was it was a fun video. So,
Yeah. Just have fun with your social media, put the social back in
yeah,
social media, and your business is going to grow.
yeah.
Kim, thank you for your time today. This has been
Thank you.
great.
My
I knew
first
your
time ever doing a podcast, so thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I knew your business had grown, to be honest, until Savannah sent me those numbers this morning when I was kind of doing some prep for this episode. I did not know how much your business
Yeah.
has grown. So that's really, really impressive.
Well, thank
Congrats
you so
to you.
much. Thank you for everything you've done. I mean, the platform is amazing to me, so I definitely owe it for my success this year, and I'm going to be sticking with it.
All right. Well, hopefully I'll see you this year at the mastermind.
Yes.
Cool.
I had just
Well,
joined last year, not too long before, and we had a
yeah,
vacation planned that week, so
yeah.
it was unfortunate, but I'll be there this year.
Awesome. Well, I'm gonna look forward to meeting you in person. And guys, we'll see you on the next episode of the Platform Marketing Show.